Hello, this is my Apparel for Authors Instagram interview continued. So, next question. What did you wear in your author? My last author photo for my only novel was 10 years ago. When Just the Desolate came out, I was going through a schizophrenic break, schooling me never to attend graduate school again after my MFA. That's why I don't have a PhD. Well, one of the reasons. I could. Um, anyway, so I was wearing a simple low-cut black top. One of my San Francisco drug friends had given to me. An octopus necklace from ModCloth, back in the early days of online shopping. White flower earrings from Forever 21. Red lip. I looked terrified. How does your identity intersect with what you dress? With how you dress? I wear the clothes I wore in West Coast cities, San Diego, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, without trying to fit into Reno style. Because who cares? This is Nevada, where survival's needs and dealing with all of that goddamn snow are higher priorities than acrylic nail art like in LA. I'm 42. I'm old enough to not to care about something as trivial as fashion, although I am this interview. But I wear the clothes I own. Simple. But given the circumstances, i.e., I've been a bit of a fashion fiend in some very odd cities over the years, there is no hope of looking regular out here in the Wild West without regular exposure to, say, people in the workplace, which I don't get. I've been on disability for over a decade, totally and permanently checked out of society. For better or worse, it wasn't a choice. On low-functioning days for my mental illness, I don't put clothes on at all, beyond a slip and a bathrobe for warmth. Coconut oil, nudity, and solitude for summer. What about accessories? How important are they to you? In undergrad, a girlfriend pointed out my over-accessorizing problem. Unfortunately, all grandma's deathbed gift of vintage gloves, hankies, furs, scarves, hats, stools, etc., has done is accelerate that tendency. I'm constantly trying to take it down a few notches. Take off a brooch, a scarf. The first dolls all died before World War II, and I don't wear fur outside the house, so not to offend PETA. Accessories are useful in creating visual interest to the YouTube videos I make, such as this, because watching someone read their work is only so interesting for so long. Throwing in some absurd accessories and an outfit changes gives it kind of more of a music video feel. How is clothing a reflection of your work? My work is transgressive, occult, and personal. My clothing has a clear black magic influence because I prefer that path. I try, but face it, I kind of lack velvet shoes. My writing and clothing are uncompromising. I suppose you could say that because once I'm stuck outside doing an activity, I must own whatever bizarre costume my clothing appears to regular people as it was an intentional fashion move. Like, I meant to look this stupid, or, well, it's fashion. She's wearing it. I learned that from San Francisco nightclubs. It's kind of a technique for getting by when you have no idea what people wear anymore. No matter how ridiculous the piece, enough false or misplaced, most likely, confidence and acting like it's the latest fashion will get me by and through the night. So, my clothing in general reflects my slacktivist efforts to owning up to stigmatized identities, of which I have many. such as multiple mental illnesses, herpes, queerness, not working in academia or anywhere else, because I'm legally a subhuman public charge. I must own and be transparent about these facts to write anything personal. Lately, personal essays for the internet are what people want to publish. I understand implicitly that this is not most people's cup of tea. Isolate accordingly. Publish in venues where my work is a choice. My work has been called triggering and assaultive. My only writing paycheck, under the table years ago, came from writing porn. So my I have to do what I have to do to survive and get through the day sensibility tends to drive me. How do you feel about conforming, reshaping, and or subverting dominant expectations of beauty through dress? Enough people have told me that I'm beautiful or fallen for my wiles that I believe it without need for further validation. Because I live outside of society, on the margins. I wear what I already have in my closet. Can't really care what other people think about it. On my disability check, shopping is limited. Most people, except my mother, are too polite to say anything about whatever batshit shit I'm wearing. My aunt seems to enjoy seeing grandma's hats at Sunday dinner. I am, as you may have noticed, noticeably aging, having grown out my blue-white hair and not being one for Botox. Thus, it is a natural process I accept. Subverting female fear of aging by embracing and accepting it and not fighting it is something I'm working on. It helps not to have too much in person expected of me, except remotely emailed essays, videos, thus no professional dress code. Professional? I don't know her. Do you write about clothing? If so, how? I wrote an essay called Ode to Leggings, the Feminist Act for Tabitha Blankenbiller's old-fashioned blog, Skirt the Issue. It's not up anymore. Psychopomp is doing a reprint edition. I submitted that essay too, so crossing my fingers. Clothing sometimes plays a role in my writing. As I will mention what the character is wearing, or a distinguishing feature that pops to further illustrate the character's personality or sort of mannerisms. It is by no means the dominant descriptive, as that dates the piece, and my novel is enough of a millennial electroflash time. Any outfit fails, regrets, or mishaps writing related? Dear Lord. Tie of awkwardness between the time I wore a sequin butterfly blouse, black tie jeans, and high-heeled boots to visit an artist reading at CalArts during my MFA. I was still getting the San Francisco out of my system. No, you don't dress for reading like you do the club. Awkward. For the late fixed press garden party, the last year I went, probably maybe 2014, when I was still a member, or maybe 2013. But I thought I had the perfect look for this. I had recently returned to San Francisco for a quick visit and re-up on fashion at Wasteland. I still love the studded ivory sleeveless linen summer dress I once wore to that party and never again. I don't know how to clean linen, that's the problem. The tiny off-white American Apparel leather clutch was perfect. My acrylic nails, which I used to have, matched with the tiny evil eye charms on the nail bed. The cardinal error to this look, however, was magical thinking that I could get a pair of snakeskin Litas to fit me, as they were a size too small. I fell in love with them in Wasteland, had to have them, and oopsie. I was in so much pain just standing upright and acting like a literary citizen, taking part in group cancer healing, ritual, fire, etc. Took all of my will. Those Litas are just decorative now. I've never worn them since. There's a male-centric aesthetic that female pain, creates beauty. I played that in my 20s when seduction of men was of interest. In my 40s, nevermore.